Hi, I'm Brad with 6260 Ohana, California, and today we're going to take a tour of a royal guest room with a standard view at Disney's Port Orleans Riverside. So immediately when you walk in, you can pretty much see the whole room. But what's kind of cool is you have, what's really cool is all the theming you see with all the curtains. Got all the princess right here. And actually got a nice letter from Princess Tiana. There. Nice sitting area for breakfast or whatnot. One thing you will notice, the air conditioning units are these big units that are right here, right underneath the window. And you can hear it running right now, so they are loud and not like a forced air. Another thing you can notice right when after you walk into the room is these. I love these coat racks that you can hang up your coats or coming out from the rain and kind of have them hanging up. It's nice. And this has two beds. This has two beds, which is pretty nice. And the cool feature with these beds, and I'll show them with the lights off, is the light show that they can do. The other thing we noticed walking in here, there's only one nightstand on both sides of the bed. So there's only one nightstand here, and there's no nightstand here. But there is a plug-in right down there if you need a plug-in. And on this nightstand, there's only plug-ins, no USB ports. And those are your light switches for everything. And these are your light switches for the beds. You can kind of see it in the effects there with the fireworks go up. But I'll show you the night view right now of that. Okay, so if we pan over here, you got your pictures of your princesses. Really cool. And of course, you got Tiana right there, your TV. And in here you have a small mini fridge, which works. Your coffee, your Joffrey's. Smaller TV, and let's see. Oh yes, and you can swing these TVs out. You got connections. And you got connections for underneath here with HDMI and whatnot. Plug into the TV. So that's nice, and it swings so you can move it. And also underneath in the dresser drawers, you got three pretty deep, nice dresser drawers. And a little sitting area right next to that. Now you notice with these rooms, they are kind of have a unique feature, I guess. For getting ready, you can close it off or open it, depending on the spacing you want. But they do not have a standard regular closet. This is your closet with your safe, iron, and ironing board, extra pillow and stuff. It is a dual sink, which is going to be nice to get ready in the morning, so you can have two people getting ready. And a bathroom. Whoops. Pretty standard fare. Oh, they got the pumps. Oh no, but it's pretty standard tub. Shower height. Let's see how this shower does with me in it. Let you guys know I'm a little over about 6'2". There's a couple inches there, so I should be fine. So hey, if you're tall, you're good to go. And just in case you want to know, there's the toilet. So we'll be staying here for 4 nights, so we'll be right back to you and let you know how the beds were, how everything worked out for us, and how the stay was. So for us, it's 4 days. For you, it's just a second. Room tour over. We're back, and we've got some views on it. And Kim did stay with me, even though she didn't do the tour with me.
Okay, so anyways, there's 3 types of rooms that you can get, even though it's a royal guest room, like a view, if you will. So the standard view, the woods view, and the river view. We got a woods view, but it was like a pool view because they got rid of that category.
Yeah, we can actually see the pool from the edge, but I can see where it could be considered a woods view when you're in different buildings in between. Yeah, so really, that room wasn't too bad.
No, it was beautiful. We really enjoy it. We will put a disclaimer here. We've stayed in these rooms before. Actually, the first time that we ever stayed as a family on property at Walt Disney World. So for all of us, it was our first time staying. So we're a little nostalgic, but we understand there's still limitations and drawbacks, but there's a lot of positives too. So
Yeah.
we'll just put that out there that we are a little nostalgic about these rooms.
But we're trying not to let that influence our review on the room and also our DVC views on rooms too. So it's a lot of balancing here. So let's go ahead and go in with the theming of the room.
It's Tiana and Royal Friends theming. They leave special mementos in the room for you. That's a really hard word to say.
Yeah, so what are those mementos, you may be asking?
So first thing you notice to me is when you walk in is the beds, because they are huge. They look royal. They look nice and comfortable, and they're kind of a centerpiece because they have a special headboard with fiber optic special effects.
Yeah, and those are really cool at night to see it go off and see like the fireworks going off in the background. And that's just kind of one of those cool touches to the rooms.
It is, and I'll be honest, every night when we shut off the lights, I turn on the headboards to watch as I fall asleep. That's just kind of one of those special Disney touches, and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, and what's also really cool is that they have pictures of the princesses, Tiana's friends, and a big picture of Tiana. But they also have like I don't know what you call them, the head figures shots?
They're like headshots, yeah.
Of the shadow boxes, so it's just the outline of their heads of all the different princes.
So that's kind of a cool thing that they have both in there. All Tiana's friends kind of have a little representation, her royal friends.
And of course, one of the princesses is Aladdin, so you got to have Aladdin carpet in the flooring, right?
Okay, so that's kind of cool. There's Aladdin's carpet within the carpet. Okay.
Yeah.
So I love it. I'm a huge Aladdin fan too. So I was like, that's pretty awesome that they thought about that little of a detail.
Yeah.
And
Talking Aladdin, your sinks are Aladdin's lamp?
yeah, it's the magic genie lamp. So that's kind of a cool.
And of course, Tiana leaves you a letter on the table and chairs. That's really kind of cool. That's sitting there. Although it did mess with me every morning because I thought we had something out that was on the table. And I kind of tried to shove it off to the side.
Trying to clean up and like make things seem organized, and Brad's like, this just makes me feel like something's amiss.
But it is really neat. And if you're seeing what we're talking about, there's a lot of theming to this room. And to us, the theming of this room feels Disney.
It does. Even the things like the table and chairs to sit in the sitting area, and the like cabinet underneath the TV, like that whole dresser, it all just has a royal feel to it.
Yeah, it really has a Disney touch without being overbearing Disney touch.
It does. It's really strange. It's definitely more this color. That's why I wore it. But it mixes in with some gold tones, and it just...
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. I think they did a great job, especially when you first get in the room. You kind of take it all in, and it's like, wow.
Yeah, you even got on the borders around the room of the different sidekicks of the princesses around in the main living room area, and even in the bathroom sink area, I guess is the way to put it. It just felt Disney without being too Disney.
Okay, so one of the things is this room only has 2 queen beds. They don't come with any kings. So if you're a couple, you have 2 queens in there, so that takes up a little space.
Yeah, if you have anybody that kicks in the bed, you might get kicked a little bit more. The beds were both comfortable for us. They weren't perfect.
They weren't too hard, they weren't too soft, but they were comfortable to sleep in. And that can be a really hard thing to find at Disney for some reason.
Yeah, for the regular Disney rooms, it's either really hard or really soft and not always comfortable. These beds are just right.
They're slightly upgraded bedding, so that's kind of a nice thing about these rooms.
So let's go to one of the negatives that we didn't like about the room. And that would be that big air conditioner that reminds you of a 90s motel.
Where the whole unit's inside your room. So
Yeah.
it's hard to regulate the temperature on that one.
Yeah, at least they do have thermostats so you can put the temperature into it. But it's noisy, it's right there, and really we'd love to have that space that was there for luggage or just putting things off to the side.
So that was kind of a big thing for us. I know it's silly, but to us, we noticed it.
Let's go to a positive though. By the front door, there's hooks.
So by the front door, there's like a little tiny hanging shelf and hooks. So we like to put our park bags up there, or raincoats to dry out. So that's kind of nice to have that little space.
And this is a feature we come to appreciate because with DVC rooms, a lot of them have these hooks. So when you come in, you can hang up everything, and it's just a great convenience to have right by the front door. Okay, let's go. We're kind of seeing the theme here. We're going positive, negative. Well, let's go to another negative. Is the curtains pull across the sink bathroom area.
So it's kind of like you're changing bathroom area. So it's just the sink. It doesn't have a door. That might be a privacy issue for some people.
Yeah, it really, if you're a person who gets up early in the morning and wants to get ready and not wake everybody up, this may be really hard to do because you can't shut off the light or anything because light is going to be coming through it. But the positive of it is it makes the room feel a lot bigger with those curtains open.
It does. So my mom stayed in another room. She travels with us sometimes. She felt like she hated those curtains. That was like the bane of the room for her. Like, she was not happy. Brad and I and Hayden, we were fine with it.
Yep.
But it just kind of, it's either you love or you hate it.
Yeah. It's go stay in that area. We don't have a positive right now, but another negative is that closet area that's in that area is kind of hard, kind of wasted space in a way because you have an ironing board and iron right in the way of the hanging.
So it's basically just an open area with a hanging rail across to hang your clothes up. So there's no real closet in these rooms.
Yeah, and talking about closet space and just trying to put things around, even the dresser only has like 4 drawers because half of it's taken up by a mini fridge.
So one of the biggest drawbacks to this room is if you've got a lot of people, like if you got all 4 people in there, even with 3, we were a bit cramped, or you don't pack light. It's a bit tight. It's a tight fit.
Yeah, for luggage, everything else, so you might need to move things around and figure things out. Good thing is that bathroom sink area, the double sinks, is actually fairly large. It's actually a nice sink area for a regular room.
It is. So that part's really great because then you can kind of spread out your things in there to get ready. And I like it because it has a Aladdin lamp again. The genie's lamp, wishing lamp.
Yeah. So the other part about the bathroom is, the shower and toilet area. It's just kind of basic hotel room. It didn't really feel too special to me.
I feel like an old, I hate to say this, like a Hilton or, no, not even, like a Holiday Inn, Motel 6 kind of bathroom. There was a little bit of theming, but considering it's a royal room and it's an upgrade, I kind of feel like they missed the boat on that area.
Okay.
So I will say with that bathroom, when we're talking about the space, is the fact that next to the tub to the toilet, there's like that much space.
Yeah, it's just
tiny.
It's just a standard bathroom. It's nothing really too exciting. And then they do have the hotel pumps. I still don't like those, but that's what we're living with Disney right now. So let's talk about other areas. We're talking about storage and trying to put things around. Another thing I really didn't like about these rooms is there's only one nightstand.
Yeah, Brad likes his nightstands on both sides, so we are not all sharing and trying to plug in and things like that.
I mean, it's nice they do have the plugins right in the nightstand and everything else, but by the time we get 2 phones, an iPad, and everything kind of in that area, it's really hard. And talking about plugging things in, and there is not a whole lot of plugs in this room. They're kind of in odd spaces. And it's to this point that when I was trying to make coffee in the morning, that coffee, you actually have to take off the TV dresser area and move it over to the table and plug it in there because that you don't have a plug-in right there.
So I think in general what we're saying is that in a different time area where you're using a lot more plugins, USB ports, things like that, this is like an older room in that regard.
Yeah. So
I guess in technology in general in this room is a little outdated.
Yeah, and you can really just tell when this building was built because of this. Other things that are kind of cool is kind of by the TV they have that area you can plug things into easily to plug into, like they have old RCA jacks. They do have an HDMI, so that makes it easier if you did bring some type of player or want to hook your iPhone or whatever into the TV. Makes it easier. The TVs are smaller in this room though because of the cabinet constraints. So we don't really watch TV while we're on vacation. So
Rarely.
Yeah. So what is our overall feeling about this room?
Honestly, I still love this room. I think this would be a tight fit if you had 4 people, like a family of 4, and you had like 10 and 12-year-olds. This might start getting into a little bit constraint with suitcases and things like that. It just...
Especially with those don't pack well.
Guilty.
Really, this one room it's like Kim said, we have stayed here over 10 years ago. It was one of the first rooms we stayed with Hayden in it. And really, it's one of the rooms we judge Disney rooms by. And it's kind of hard to explain that, but it's like we said, this feels Disney without being in your face Disney.
Right, so it's a difference. I think the drawback is the bathroom and the storage space. I think the theming goes a long way to make up for it. So you just have to see what your family needs or your group that's going needs.
Yes. Do we recommend these rooms? Absolutely. We love it. Obviously, with some of the constraints there are other things that are just great positives about the room.
There are.
And really, overall, it's a great room if you do get a chance to stay in them. It's fun.
And when you want to go to Disney and you want that theming and something different that you're not going to get anywhere else, this room hits that mark for sure.
So with that, please like,
subscribe,
and follow along our Ohana. And it's time for us to say goodbye and
find your magic. Bye, everyone.